Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I did a all about box braids, so how to braid, how to part, what you need, things like that. So if you're interested in seeing how I get these braids, then just go ahead and keep watching. Alright kids, let's truly get ready to rumble. So I thought I would just show you what's inside of this bag that I got from the beauty supply store. This is going to have the majority of the necessities that you'll need to do your box braids. So, first things first, I have some hair here. This is a 3-pack, just regular jumbo braiding hair. I got it in the color 4, which is a dark brown because I have dark brown hair. It was $5 for like a pack of like 3, and then I got 3 packs, so I have like 6 total. This hair is hot water activated, so that means that after I braid my hair, probably not tonight, but tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have to go boil a pot of water. Yes, you heard that right, boil a pot of water and then dip my braids in it because it really does make a difference. So that's that. Then I got a couple decorations. I got this pack of like pink charms. This was only $1. And then I got this pack of the gold ones. I typically stick with the gold ones, but I got pink for Valentine's Day because I want to be extra, you know. I just like adding these. It's like a little twist to your hair, you know. And then also from the beauty supply store, I got some tea tree oil, and this is for my scalp. I'll get a little bit into why I use oil on my scalp as soon as I start, but the reason that I got tea tree is because it says relieves dry, flaky scalp, and it's winter time, and if people can see anything in your box braids, it's gonna be your freaking scalp. So make sure you have some type of oil. I prefer tea tree for like itching and stuff like that. And then you need something to braid your hair with. So I got just this Eco Styler gel, and it says new, but this is really not new. This is olive oil, shea butter, black castor oil, and flaxseed. It says maximum hold. So this is just what I use to moisturize my hair before I put them in the box braids. So this was $7. I don't know if I said before, but this oil here is $5. So at the beauty store alone, for new things, not the things that I already have, but for the new things, I spent a total of $30. Alright, so as far as other things that you need that I actually already had on me, I'm going to need to blow dry my hair. I'll show you what it looks like when we start. So you will need a blow dryer. You will need rubber bands for the method that I'm going to show you. I feel like with the rubber band method, I minimize the breakage that I have. So this is just something I got from the beauty store like hella long ago because it has 500 rubber bands in it. Also, inside of this rubber band container, I also keep some hair sectioning clips specifically for braiding. I have some all around my bathroom. Like there's some over here for when I straighten my hair. There's some in my shower for when I'm washing my hair. These are really good to have, and they're super, super cheap. So I just have 3 of these, and I keep them in here. Then you're going to need a brush for when you blow dry your hair, a comb for when you part it, and then some scissors for, yes, I have kitchen scissors, don't judge me, I'm a college student, and yes, I stole these from my house, thank you. Just for like opening your packs of hair. And then later, literally later, like not anytime soon, you're just going to need some edge control. This isn't my preferred edge control, but this is the one that I do have on me right now. It's just the olive oil one. And then I use this Got To Be Extra Glue styling gel in the black one. I just have this mini one because it was like $2. And so I like to use this combination for edge control because it slaps. And then I use an old toothbrush for edge control. Obviously it's unused, but you know, we like to do things the real classic way. So this is essentially your box braid starter kit. So I'm just going to do a swift little time lapse of me blow drying my hair. So, because ain't nobody trying to watch 10 minutes of that. except the front, because I told you that I would save that part for you. To do all of this took me about an hour, so that's how long I said it would take. So there are a couple, listen, you have to get through this part with me, okay? I know that I look crazy, I know. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that you can part your hair. You can do just regular boxes in the front. I like to do triangle parts because I like the versatility of the braids. So I basically left out this much, and everything else is boxes. There are triangles on the side, but that's just because that was easy for me to do. So to start off, I have my comb here. I'm going to start in the corner, and the thing that I usually have to spend the most time on is getting these corner pieces as crisp as possible, because the front is going to be what people see the most. So another thing that's hard about these corner pieces is like these little baby hairs that I have here. Sometimes, and by sometimes I mean today, we're going to keep those out and we're just going to let my edge control deal with that. So I'm just gonna pull the baby hairs out. Try to get that as crisp as possible. And now, so with the way that this is kind of not gonna be as sharp of a triangle because of the braids around it, but the only thing that we can really control from this part is this side. So I'm just going to keep parting it until I get to a way that to where I like it. Like I said, this is all on personal preference, but this is going to be this little corner piece right on the side, if you can see that. It's a lot of scalp. If this is your first time doing box braids, it's going to be definitely something to get used to. This is cute. So I'm going to take this Eco Gel that I was telling you about, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a good amount on my finger, because remember, my hair is dry, so I want to just drench the strand in this. I want to moisturize it, get those little edges out of the way. If you think any of your baby hairs are too long and they won't look good as edges, you can pull those in. Like for me, this little guy right here always gives me trouble, so I'm just going to pull him in. And then once you have that strand coated, you're going to take your little rubber band, which I dropped the whole pack of rubber bands just to get this shot, so you better appreciate this, okay? Now, this goes for the whole head, not just the front. Make sure that you're not tying this, like these rubber bands, too tight, because number one, you don't want to pull out your baby hairs, and number two, it's just not good for your hair, especially if you're going to be putting your braids up in like a ponytail or top knot and stuff like that, because like essentially you're going to be constantly pulling this. So I'm just going to loosen out a little bit. So yeah, have this drenched, and then we'll get that, we're just going to ignore that because that part's going to be braided. So I'll do one more and then I'll speed it up for you to kind of see how I go through this. So from this part, I'm going to do an upside down triangle. Since this one looks like the base is right there. Same thing with the comb. As crisp as you can. Perfect. Take out a little bit of the baby hair. And honestly, your baby hairs will just fall out naturally. You don't really have to pull them out too much. Mine is just a preference because it makes me feel better. So you see that little triangle piece we got there. Same thing, just dipping a generous amount, coating the strand. Make sure you get those ends too, girl. This is important. And honestly, you can use whatever type of hydrating cream you want. I just like the Eco Gel. It doesn't flake in my hair. And like I said, it has shea butter in it, olive oil, castor oil, flaxseed oil. So that paired with my tea tree oil, which I'm going to go through and show you what that's for after this. It's going to keep my hair nice and healthy for the next 2 or 3 weeks that I have these braids. And depending on how you do them and how you take care of them, they can last up to a month. But since I work out every day, I'm probably going to give these 2 weeks. Because washing box braids is hard and stressful. So you saw what I just did in the front. Let's do a little time lapse of how I get these done. And then we will move into the braiding portion, okay? Braids that I have. I don't know exactly how many this is. Usually I always end up doing like anywhere from 20 to 30. I think the most braids that I've done is 35. Just because I'm not doing small ones. I'm doing kind of like medium to jumbo, but not too jumbo, medium to large, right under jumbo. So now before I braid, what I'm gonna do, and you can do this as you go along. I did do it as I went along in the back, but I didn't do it like up in the front, so I'm just gonna do this now. You're gonna take that oil, whatever oil you choose to use, and you're just going to put it in your scalp. Rub it into your scalp. Make sure that you're nice and hydrated. Usually I use 5 actual packs, so I might have a pack left over, like 5 single packs, so I use like 5 of, let me take it out. So it comes like this, and it has these little like sections. So usually when I first started, I bought single sections. So I was using 5 of these single sections. So, and they would come in packs by themselves. So depending on the size of these braids, I might use 2 packs and then like 1. So I might have 2 of these left over. I'm not sure yet, because I don't like them to be too small, but I do like I do like them to be on the bigger side. This piece right here, just from eyeballing it, I'm thinking is gonna have 4 braids in it. 4, maybe 5 braids in it. So I'm just gonna take the little wrapper off the bottom. Now this sheds so much, I'm telling you, like you're literally gonna have hair everywhere. I grabbed some of these ponytail holders. One, because I like to separate these, because the same issue when you're parting it, like how you get hair, that unwanted hair in different parts, same with this. So I like to separate these by ponytail, and then once I start getting the braids, I'll put the braids in the ponytails too. So I'm feeling on the back, I feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 out right now, 8 back here. So I'll probably end up using 1 or 2 of these. There's also a rubber band that holds them together. You have to be careful, make sure you're not cutting the actual hair, otherwise honestly rip. Just snap the rubber band like that. Garbage coming in handy again. So now you're left with just loose hair, okay? So I will put it out like this because it's easier for me to grab that way. So I'll separate it maybe into about an inch. About an inch will work, yeah. And so you're going to do the same thing with every piece. So this is what it looks like. You're going to stretch it. So sometimes I just taper the bottom, pull it out. While you're holding on, make sure you have a good grip on this. And this is just going to stretch the hair out, so it's going to be a little longer when you braid it. And the same thing, you can stretch it. It's not going to have too much give. This is the best way to stretch it, in my opinion. And then you have hair that's ready to be braided. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the part. As soon as I get to the front, I'll show you guys how I braid it. Until then, let's freaking do this. Right now my timer's at 1 hour and a half. Alright guys, what is up? We're back in the bathroom at this freaking angle. Right now, timer on. We are going on almost 4.5 hours. Remember that first hour was just parting, so these braids took me about 3 hours. They look pretty good. I'm gonna do like a final reveal tomorrow when I have my makeup and stuff done, but I think that I'm gonna wrap up this part with just how to braid, and so I saved these 3 in the front, and then I'm gonna do how I lay my edges, how I wrap my hair to go to bed, and then I'm going to sleep because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's do this. So as far as packs went, if you remember in the beginning, I had 3 packs of 3 bundles, and this is the last bundle of the second pack. So I still have an entire pack left, which is totally fine. I would rather have more hair than less hair. So once you have this little piece, you're going to stretch the hair. And I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the beginning. I don't remember. I've been doing this for 4 hours. You know, a little extra wouldn't count. Or it doesn't. A little extra wouldn't hurt. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to try to come up close here. Let's do this little unicorn piece that's in the middle of my head. So you want to make sure that you don't braid in these 2 pieces. So sometimes what I do is I'll just tuck them behind. So I'm going to wrap this around. I think I want to tighten this a little bit. It's a little loose. Alright. So I'm going to take the middle. I'm going to wrap it around. And if you know how to French braid, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to turn this piece of hair into the 3rd braid, and you're just going to keep wrapping, and then you're just going to start braiding it in. And then when I get about halfway through with like my regular hair, I'm going to split one of these other things. My God, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Please just ignore me. I'm going to split that in half, and I'm going to create a longer strand to blend in with my regular hair. So now when I start braiding, I'm not going to run out of hair to braid, you know? So see, this is the new strand that has my original hair in it. So I'm just gonna braid, braid, braid. Now, something that I didn't mention in the beginning when I was going through the materials that you need for this is optional, but it's definitely something I use every single time. So I like to seal the bottom off with a straightener, because what the hair straightener will do is melt the tip, and it'll make sure that it doesn't unravel. Now, I'm pretty sure that that's why people soak the hair in hot water, and you know, if that's what you want to do, then go for it. But I like to soak the hair for the movement, like the fluidity of the braids, because they're kind of stiff, and I feel like it kind of loosens them out and makes them feel more like natural hair. So this is what it looks like when I get close to the bottom. This part's kind of knotted up. So what I do is I'll take my straightener. It's on 380. I think that this hair, like the burn point of it is maybe 300, so it's gonna melt right off. So I just hold it on the bottom. You see the hair is kind of shrinking a little bit. That's because it's melting. And then I just rip it off. And then it's not too hot anymore. I just roll it, because then this little black piece becomes hard. Bang, bang, just like that. Amazing. So we'll stop my timer right here. A little bit short of 4 hours and 45 minutes. So almost 5 hours. Not bad. Like I said, 3 to 5 hours, people. Very full, medium braids. Can do high. Old toothbrush. I'm just gonna pull out those pieces before we start, so I know what I'm working with here. Take my glasses off. So I'll start out with my my olive oil. So, before I wrap, I'm going to just oil my scalp one more time. Listen, you cannot oil your scalp too much. You just can't. Especially not in the frickin' winter. And now it's so much easier to see my scalp, because my hair is braided. I'm laid. Alright. This is my infamous wrap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it underneath. One time I was wrapping my hair up like this, and with this headband, Tyler told me I looked like this picture. Hold on, I'm going to move it so I can put the picture right here. Be your own man. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to end this video here on my phone. It's not the next day because I didn't really look cute yesterday, but it's the day after that. And this is how my hair turned out. This is how the back looks. Let's see. You know, nice and full, parted very nicely. I love it. This was a good one to film because this is one of the best jobs I've ever done. All I did was add those little cuff things to it. I'm gonna save the pink ones until Tyler and I do something for Valentine's Day or actual Valentine's Day. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give it a like, comment if you have any questions, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one.